Welcome back, class. So we have learned about different kind of AM modulations. Okay, we have learned about double sideband large carrier. Okay, we have learned about double sideband suppressed carrier. We have learned about single sideband. Okay, modulations. Okay, and we have learned about what are the pros and cons of these different kind of modulations. Now we will see about the actual implementation of the different modulation techniques. We have seen couple of the implementation technique, okay, that basically how we can actually implement the uh, double sideband large carrier or suppressed carrier. Okay, for example, if you guys remember the product modulator we use for the double sideband suppressed carrier, okay, for the implementations. So now let's see, we will review and we will learn some new techniques, okay, for the mainly for the modulation. Okay, and for the demodulation you guys have already learned different techniques, okay, depending on the uh, amplitude modulation type. So the first technique which we are going to learn, okay, is power law modulation. Okay, so this is typically used for the double sideband large carrier AM modulation signal generation. Okay, so typically it's used for that. So power law modulator is basically what we do that for example, if we have an input signal, okay, so we just take its square. Okay, power law is that we are taking its power. Okay, so we can take like any power of that signal. Okay, for example, we can take nth power of that signal. Okay, so that is basically called as the power law modulation. So basically, because you are taking the square, okay, or like we can take cube or fourth, okay, and then we just make the summation of that. Okay, so basically it becomes a nonlinear device, and typically it is implemented using a PN diode. Okay, so for example, let's say if you are implementing a second order polynomial. Okay, so it means what I can do, okay, I will make my power from n is equal to 2. Okay, so n will start from n is equal to 1 and summation it will go till 2. Okay, a n and b input power n. Okay, so that will be basically the approximation by the second order polynomial. Okay, now let's see how it will basically implemented. So if I make it second order approximation, so I can write this as a1 v1, okay, the power of n, and then a2 and the power of square, okay, square of input. So I can write like this one. So that will be the second order approximation. So basically what is our input here? So this is the basically non-linear device which we are actually implementing using the second order approximation. So let's say this is my message signal, this is my carrier. So basically my input signal is message plus this carrier. Okay, this is my input signal that I am just adding them, message and carrier, and then it is I am feeding this to the non-linear device. Okay, so basically this input is coming here. Okay, just as it is, and then it's square. Okay, now let's see what will actually happen now. Okay, so let's see what will be the output here. Okay, let's define this output as V output of this nonlinear device. Okay, so just input this thing here and square of this thing here, then see what will happen. So this is my input a1 times of that, and this is input square. Okay, so just like multiply, a1 will be this one and this will be multiplied with this one, and if you take the square, so this is just like simple a plus b square. Okay, so like a square plus b square plus 2 times of ab. Okay, so if you apply this quadratic formula here, okay, and do some simplification, rearrange the terms, so we can get this output term. Okay, so after that, so this is my output here, and now I am using a band pass filter which is tuned at carrier frequency. Okay, so I will be using a band pass filter which will be tuned as carrier frequency. Band pass filter means, so there will be a filter which only filtered out the frequency component which are tuned at this, and all rest of the frequency component that will be discarded. So here this will be passed out to a band pass filter which will be tuned at FC. Okay, so it means now what will happen when this output is passed, so we will get only this component, okay, because this is tuned at, this component contains the FC frequency component. So our output after the band pass filter, it will be this one. Now if you look at this, what is this? This is just a magnitude, okay, 1 plus, okay, this is basically your modulation index, okay, times m of t times cosine of t. So I can rewrite this as AC 1 plus m multiply with message signal times sine of 2 pi FCT, which is your basically carrier signal. So this is basically the expression for the double sideband large carrier. Okay, so we can generate the double sideband large carrier by using the second order nonlinear device. Okay, similarly we can use a switch modulator for this case. Okay, so switch modulator is basically we use a simple diode. So we have message and carrier signal. So let's say this is basically, let's define this as C of t. Okay, so here, okay, I'm getting my input is basically again my input is basically message signal plus this C of t, okay, for this carrier signal. Okay, now when basically this is diode, okay, so if your amplitude is greater than whatever we are getting here, okay, like if AC is greater than your output voltage, so then this diode, it will be in forward biased, right? It will be in forward biased, okay, and in that case, okay, our output basically will be whatever input we are having, right, if diode is forward biased. And if like input is less than the output, so your diode will be reverse biased and my output will be 0. Okay, so that is basically the switching modulator. So what does this mean? Its mean is basically the input which you are getting, okay, this input, okay, when the diode is forward biased, you are getting that as an output. Okay, so basically your input is multiplied with a signal, switching signal. Okay, what is that switching signal? So this switching signal will have amplitude of 1, okay, for the forward bias duration. Okay, so it will be multiplied with 1 and my output will be basically this input signal when it's a forward bias. When it's a reverse bias, so basically my output becoming 0. So this signal will be 0 for that duration. So that my output will be 0. So this is basically called switch modulator, that we multiply our input with a square, okay, or rectangular signal, which is basically acting as our switching signal. This is basically representing the operation of the diode. Okay, forward biased on, off, on, off. Okay. Now mathematically what will happen? Okay, so this is basically the square wave. Okay, so if we use the Fourier transform of this one, okay, Fourier series, we can write the square like this one. Okay, so this is basically your switching signal. Okay, and this switching signal is basically multiplied with this input signal. Okay, now again if we multiply this signal with this one, okay, and then if we use a band pass filter, so if we just multiply this with this one, so basically what will happen? First this message will be multiplied here, this will be multiplied here. So as the summation sign increases, so we will get basically high frequency component. Okay, when n is for example 2, so you will get 2 times of FC, and similarly high frequency component. Okay, so for the first case, okay, we will get this term and then we will have the all other terms. And when this is passed through a band pass filter which is tuned at FC, so we will get only this component, which is again similarly, okay, so like 1 plus m of t, okay, time cosine of ft. So basically this is the double sideband large carrier output, okay, which we can get using the ring modulator. Okay, so this is switching modulator. So there are two methods which we have discussed here. One is called the power law modulator nonlinear device, and the second one is the switching modulator. Okay, for the double sideband suppressed carrier, this is the product modulator, okay, or balance modulator. This is the technique which you guys have already, we have learned this thing in the previous lectures. There is another technique which is called ring modulator. Okay, this is also used for the double sideband suppressed carrier, and I will explain this technique in the live session. Okay, thank you very much for your time here.